Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by the Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Joe Everett. Well, last night I just got back from the Commodity Classic, and what a great trip it was, visiting and seeing all the Ohio folks and commodity groups and all the industry leaders. Make sure you keep checking in at ohioagnet.com for the latest updates from our trip to Denver. Looking at the calendar, make sure you tune in on Monday for an update from Ohio Corn and Wheat. Well, President Donald Trump's tariffs on Mexican and Canadian imports went live at 12:01 a.m. yesterday. The 25% tariffs on imports from America's neighbors were joined by an additional 10% duty on Chinese goods, bringing that total to 20%. These tariff actions launched new conflicts with the top three U.S. trading partners and may interrupt more than $2 trillion in two-way trade. China immediately responded, implementing an additional 10 to 15% tariffs on certain U.S. imports and a series of new export restrictions for designated U.S. companies. Canadian Prime Minister said Ottawa would respond with immediate 25% tariff on $21 billion worth of U.S. imports and additional $86.2 billion if the tariffs are still in place in 21 days. While retail fertilizer prices for the fourth week of February 2025 showed that all fertilizers were more expensive compared to last month. For the first time in the recent price move higher, all 8 fertilizers are now higher looking back to last month. UAN 28 was 8% higher compared to last month with an average price of $350 per ton. Urea was 6% more expensive with an average price of $546 per ton. The remaining 6 other fertilizers were slightly more expensive. Looking back last month, DAP had an average price of $764 per ton, MAP at $810 per ton, Potash at $446 per ton, and 1034O $642 per ton, anhydrous at $751 per ton, and UAN 32 at $397 per ton. On a price per pound of nitrogen basis, the average urea price was 59 cents, anhydrous was 46 cents, UAN 28 at 63 cents, and UAN 32 at 62 cents per pound of nitrogen. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
Biodiesel isn't just a fuel, it's a game changer for your engine, your wallet, and your farm. Cleaner burning and efficient, biodiesel enhances engine life, power, and fuel economy. Plus, it delivers real value, adding $1.33 to every bushel of soybeans grown. That's 13% more value per bushel, directly tied to the biofuels market. Ready to turn soybeans into power and drive with purpose? Learn how at soyohio.org.
Joining me is Drake Copeland. He's a technical service manager for FMC. And as we're coming into planting season in just a short while here, what are some of your thoughts on herbicide going into the growing season?
Yeah, we've been really busy this winter. Winter meetings with growers, grower meetings, conversation at the shop or whatnot, really talking about, hey, what's our plan for 2025? And a lot of that starts with how you start. It really does. You know, you've always heard the start clean, finish clean, and that's what we preach. And at FMC, we have a lot of residual herbicides that can fit into those markets, whether it's corn or soybeans, to give growers options to have effective weed control and it not dock you on yield.
And when we talk about weed control, why is it so important that we continue to have weed control until canopy?
Yeah, so we've shown this in research where we've taken programs where they do a pre-herbicide application and then they follow it up in their post-pass with a residual herbicide. And what we do there is actually when you effectively control water hemp and Palmer amaranth with those 2 applications, one at planting and then one in season with residuals, you can reduce the soil seed bank. So not only doing that, you're getting the plants to canopy closure faster, which shades the soil, so you're not getting another flush of weeds. Also, long-term on the farm, you can buy yourself some time on managing weeds. I mean, if you let 1 year go, you don't manage your weeds and seeds go to the soil seed bank, that's something you'll be dealing with 3-5 years from now. So that's what we try to stay on top of, keep in front of our growers, retailers on why you want to invest in those type products.
Well, thanks, Drake. I've been visiting with Drake Copeland, Technical Service Manager for FMC. Now let's take a look at your market close for Wednesday, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Well, it's nice to see green on the board in Chicago. Let's start off with March corn, 440 and a quarter, up 4 and a quarter. May corn, 455 and 3/4, up 4 and a quarter. December new crop corn, 446 and 3/4, no change. March soybeans, 997 and 3/4, up 13 and 3/4. May soybeans, 1011 and 3/4, up 12 and 3/4. November soybeans, 1009 and a half, up 6 cents. March wheat, 530 and 3/4, up 12 and a quarter. July wheat, 562, up 10 and 3/4. September wheat, 578, up 10 and a quarter. In livestock, April live cattle 196.55, up $1.90. June live cattle 192.70, up $2.62. August live cattle 191.27, up $2.80. April lean hogs 84.70, up $2.35. May lean hogs 87.47, up $2. June lean hogs 94.57, up $1.42. April feeder cattle 276.07, up $3.57. May feeder cattle 275.07, up $4.07. Have a great day, everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the Ohio AgNet.